Well, the need is great for volunteers in the CASA program, and joining us today to tell us more about it to my immediate left, we have Sarah Heitmeyer. She's the CASA program manager with Crime Victim Services, and then we have a volunteer who can tell us what it's all about, Angie Herzog. And thank you guys for coming today, both of you.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, so Sarah, the need is really great for this program. Explain what it is, because sometimes people, might not know. They hear CASA Volunteer,
Sure.
but what do they do?
Yeah, so our CASA volunteers are just that. They're volunteers, trained community volunteers who advocate in the court for abused and neglected children. So often in the court process, there's representation for moms and dads and grandparents, but the children don't often have representation. So that's where the CASA volunteer steps in. They get to know this family and this child, all about them. They often develop really good relationships with these kids, and then they go to court and they're a voice for that child.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Angie, you do this.
I do this, yes.
So what has it been like? What can you tell people out there, the reasons why, yeah, you should do this. You should go through the training and do this program.
I have worked with 14 children since I started in multiple families. I feel like I've been able to be their voice. I've been able to get to know them and recommend to the judge what is in the best interest of these children. And if I weren't there, nobody would be doing that. So and it's been great to get to know these families and the kids. I still have some relationships. I still know what's going on with some of the kids where the cases have closed. So it's nice.
I think people might be afraid though when they hear you go to court and you're like, you're speaking for this child. I mean, because people don't want to get like family members mad or whatever, but I assume that doesn't happen. That's not, you shouldn't be fearful that it's all part of the process.
I was scared to death going my first time, to be honest, Holly. But the staff at CASA walk you through, and we get so much training, and it's, if I am uncomfortable about anything in my case, Sarah will go with me to the house, will talk me through it, and it's pretty much talking me through, and she doesn't offer suggestions. She just works with me to find out what's best for the kids.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad that she said that, because you probably were glad to hear it too, right, Sarah? Yes. I mean, it can be scary, but you work through it, and then Angie's so comfortable doing it now, and people can be like that, right?
Yes, most people are intimidated walking into court. I still get intimidated. It's court. You almost feel like you're in trouble, but you're not. And there's a lot of training and observation that go into that, and we're here to support our volunteers every step of the way.
And speaking of that training, a session's starting, right? So
yes.
That's why we want recruits to come forward now.
Yeah, so we have an informational session coming up March 3rd, so that's Thursday. 2 time slots, 11 to noon or 6 to 7. It's just that. It's there to get information. We're not going to have you sign any contracts or make you do this, but it's just to learn more about it. We have volunteers come speak just to share what the experience is like, and from there you can decide if you want to go further into the training process.
And then the training will start later in March then, right?
Mid-March we'll start training, yes.
Very good. And you really do have a need, because not all these kids are getting a voice in court, and not everyone has an Angie.
Sure. So last year there was about a little over 300 cases in Allen County. We were able to serve less than half.
Wow.
So ideally we would double our volunteers. We have a little over 70. We need about 150 in a perfect world. But our community really steps up. Every time we offer these sessions, folks are saying, I'm interested, tell me more. And they're really stepping up for the kids in our community.
I assume this is women, men, whatever. I mean, anyone who with the interest and wanting to help kids can be a part of this?
Absolutely. I'm glad you brought that up. We have folks who work, folks who are retired, stay-at-home parents, parents with little kids, older kids. It really doesn't matter. As long as you have a passion for children or care about children, come learn more.
And Angie, I assume that you would say that too, right?
Oh, absolutely. And I was hoping to bring up the wide variety of types of people that are volunteering. So I'm glad you did that. Anybody can do this. So I hope people. It took me a few times to hear about CASA, to hear, oh, maybe I should do that. It took me a few times, but I'm hoping a lot of people are ready for that and ready to just come and find out more on Thursday.
Exactly. The information session will be out there, and then you can learn more and become that volunteer. So thank you both for coming today.
Thank you.
All right, don't go away. We'll look at the weather forecast next.